friends, thank you for stopping by Mimi's Mixed Bag. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. It's been kind of a crazy year and this is not my normal channel. For those of you that have stuck with me, I've been missing in action for the last couple weeks. Luckily I had the snowflake project pre-recorded for last week, but my husband and I were diagnosed with COVID a couple weeks ago, and so we've been dealing with that. I'm 100% better with the exception of taste and smell. My husband, however, it's hanging on with him a little more so, but he is improving, but just a slow at it. Just wanted to come on here face to face and thank you all for sticking with me. So hopefully after this school year, my channel will be a lot more creative like it has been in the past. So my project today is going to be something that was been in my stash for a couple years. I found these wooden nesting boxes, kind of small, medium, and large, and I've always wanted to make a snowman or a scarecrow or something out of it, and I realized that everyone doesn't have the same boxes. So now that I'm out of quarantine, I went to Dollar Tree and found some similar, maybe a little smaller version of what I'm making, but you'll get the same effect. You could give someone a little snowman that could hold candy and a candle. So let's go downstairs and I'm going to show you how to make this little snowman gift. Okay friends, let's make a cute snowman. You are going to need some paint and snowman embellishments, but I will explain to those as I get to them. But here is the 3 wooden nesting boxes I've had for a couple years, just waiting for the opportunity to use them. It came with 3 boxes and 3 lids. Today I'm not going to be using the smallest lid. I'm going to use the medium lid and my smallest container, and that's going to create my snowman hat. And I'm going to paint those 2 pieces black. The 3 remaining pieces are my body, head, and kind of it separates the neck area, and it will allow the bottom part to be the candy area for this gift. So let me just stack it up here. So it just kind of gives a little division between the body and the head, but you're going to be covering that up with a scarf. So you won't hardly even see it. Now here is what I picked up at the Dollar Tree. They're not square, but I just love the hexagon shape, and I thought it'd be really cute since we're making a snowman. But I had to buy this box individually, but they also had a 2-pack, so that gave me my 3 nesting boxes. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to use the smallest lid. I'm going to take the medium lid and the smallest container and make my snowman hat. I'm going to paint the 2 black and these 3 pieces white, and I'll come back and we'll be ready to move on. Alright, just want to show you my boxes are painted now. I'm letting them dry. It took about 2 coats for the wooden ones and took about 3 coats for the cardboard ones because they were pretty heavily floral. Now, you painting the inside of them is your discretion. It just depends on what yours looks like inside. I liked that blue color, so there was no reason to cover that up. But for your hat box, the top one, you do need to paint that one in and out because that will show at the top. All right, since my wooden ones are dry enough now, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue those. Now, there's only 2 places that you're going to put hot glue. You're going to connect the 2 pieces to make your black top hat, and then you're going to connect your head to the neck. So it's almost going to look like a black top hat and a white top hat. But you're going to just set this one on the body box, and then once you set your top hat on there is what creates the body, the head, and the hat. Now the only 2 places that are hot glue is on that lid and that lid. Now I've got both snowmen hot glued in a tower. I'm going to take their little top hats off, and I want to do a little texturized finish to them. I've seen this done on glass with Epsom salt, but I'm not using either one of those. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a sponge brush and brush a light coat of Mod Podge around the body and the head, and then I'm going to sprinkle a little coarse sea salt. Just kind of gives it a little sandy, snowy look. I've seen people mix glitter with Epsom salt and it gives it a sparkly look, but I don't necessarily want that. So just a thin coat of glue and sprinkle lightly salt. All right, after I kind of patted it down, I went back and just disturbed it and made the salt mix with the Mod Podge. It's definitely a texture to it, and it just keeps it from being just flat and white. But that's the kind of look I'm going for, and I'm going to do all 4 sides, the head and the body. All right, I've got both snowmen all salted up, and I think you can see it a lot better now, but I did all the sprinkling on this cookie sheet, and that really helped contain the salt. Just love that texture to it. You know, on these bottom ones is where the candy's going to go, so I tried not to put salt around about a ½ inch where the lid's going to sit on, just so it wouldn't flake off. So I'm going to let these dry overnight. And snowman parts are dry. I just love the texture that the salt gave. Let me just give you another good look at what I bought here. This was the Dollar Tree. Didn't use but a fraction of it. The coarse sea salt, if you can't find Epsom salt, it'll give the same effect. All right, and now as far as embellishing, you know, everybody's going to have something different. Let me show you. I went ahead and worked on the little hats. This is for my wooden one. Here is the cardboard one, just as cute. Just keep in mind that, you know, one of my snowman's bigger than the other, so your embellishments need to be accordingly. You know, this is wider and this is a little thinner. Even the buttons I use, I'm going to use smaller buttons and bigger buttons. I've got a piece of scrap fleece. I'm going to cut out some scarves to put on their necks. All right, for the nose, I've got just a piece of scrap orange felt that I'm going to cut out a carrot nose. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the eyes and mouth yet, but let me get this all finished up and then I'll show you what they look like. All right, friends, here are my little snowmen. I'm going to move in a little closer and give you a better look, but I just laid some wintergreen mints here just to show you that that is a great idea to put in the belly or the head, depending on the way you flip your head box. And I just put a little tea light candle in the small one, and then in the larger one I actually put a votive candle. But it would just make the cutest gift to fill with hot chocolate and cookies and a candle, or you don't have to do any of that. It's just super cute sitting around somewhere in your house. So as far as the face, I just used my paint pen and did some simple dots with the felt nose, and just love how they turned out. Well, I hope you'll take this idea and make it your own. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week.